Okay, good morning everyone. Good morning all students. I am Victor Junila, your instructor for the fundamental of criminal investigation subject. No, I am also your dean of the student affairs in Tau College institution. And today, please bear with me because I will be discussing our uh, one of our modules of this subject. But before I will proceed to my subject or topic discussion, uh, I would like to share with you the importance of the criminology course, no, that you chose. Okay, so in the recent situation for criminology course, no, we have the new or the latest laws. We have this Republic Act 1131. So under this law, criminology course have so many opportunities, no? Uh, because examination for any law agencies or any law enforcement agencies of the government or our government in the Philippines, criminologists is no longer required to take any examination as long as you are a licensed or a criminologist. So in a under this law also 1131 RA 1131, they give the importance, no, the objectives of this is the education, the examination, the integration, the practice, and what we call the CPD. So education. First, you become a criminologist if you graduate in Bachelor of Science in Criminology. That is why you are enrolled now in the Nitaw College to take this course. And second is uh, examination. After graduation, you need to pass the Criminology Board exam. No, comprises of six categories: the sociology of law, the criminalistics, the criminal jurisprudence or the law, the law enforcement administration, the correctional administration, and the criminal detection and investigation, of which now this fundamental of criminal investigation is under that uh, category. And CDI, no, criminal detection investigation in the categories of board examination is also considered as the most or the isa siya sa uh, pinakamahirap na exam during the board examination. So that is why you need to be focused on this subject. Any clarification or any thing that you want to know or to understand more or further, so just contact my number or send to my mail in the presentation. You see, so just contact me anytime or I will call you by phone or just text me a message so that I can assist you on how we will proceed to this subject uh, or topic or course. Okay. So our subject is all about fundamental of criminal investigation. So what is this criminal or fundamental investigation? But before we will proceed to the definition, the explanation or discussion, let us first consider the historical accounts in criminal investigation on how this criminal investigation developed. So the first police detective were created in England during 1748 by Henry Fielding. No, he's also called the founder of the Bow Street Runners. And then criminalistics and forensics science came into its own around in 1910, no, and was adopted by law enforcement in 1932 under August Bolmer and J. Edgar Hoover. So please remember the name, the founder, and the year because this is also important The first private security agencies were started in 1852 as the Pinkerton National Detective Agency and Wells Fargo and Incorporated. So, the New York Police Department established Rogues Gallery in 1857. First method of criminal investigation thought to be reliable based on a criteria of body measurement developed by Bertillon in 1853, 1916, the father of criminal identification. After 1883, the system was adopted throughout Europe. System was abandoned and because dactylography or fingerprint identification simpler, more reliable. So that is a criminalistic, no, entailed. The Enderby cases were the first use of DNA typing in England in 1987. The Orlando cases were the first use in the US in 1986. And the FBI or the Federal Bureau Investigation Crime Lab was the first public lab to use DNA analysis in 1988. So DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid chemical blueprint which determine everything from our hair color to our disease, no, vulnerabilities. With the exception of identical twins, each person has a unique DNA makeup. So kahit tayo ay twin, mayroon tayong kapareha, identically, no, we are not the same with regards to uh, hair color or disease, no, or some tissues in our let us say body, no, or physical attributes. So DNA is unique to individuals, no, and the human sources of DNA are blood, of course, and tissues, spermatozoa, bone, marrow, tooth, pulp, and hair root cells. So if you notice, there are a lot, no, that a person can be identified through blood testing, tissue testing, spermatozoa, di, bone marrow, even yung mga ngipin natin, yung mga ano natin, mga buhok sa kahit saan-saang parte ng ating katawan ay pwedeng magamit para ma-identify or ma-locate yung isang tao or upang makilala kung sino ang may-ari ng mga tissues na yon or mga uh, what is this characteristics of a person. So in 1835, Henry Goddard, first successful murderer, no, he is a murderer identification from bullet removed from victim's body. So he is the one, no, Henry Goddard. And in 1926, Calvin Goddard was most responsible for raising firearm identification to a science. So let us say ballistics, no? Itong si Calvin Goddard, siya yung pinakaunang naka-identify, no? Sa about study firearms, about study, no? Study about firearm in the use of crime. And then Matteo Orfila, the father of forensic toxicology. So he's also he is the one, father of toxicology, yung mga toxins, no? Kung paano, bakit may lason, bakit nalason ka. So siya, yung si Matteo Orfila, yung mga ganun, so about toxins or toxicology. And then Dr. Leon Lattes developed a method of blood grouping of dried blood stains. So just like we have group type A, type B, type C, like that, or type O. Dr. Karl Lanzenter discovered the blood grouping. So just remember those and be familiarized with that personalities and dates because that will somehow come out during our quizzes or examination later, especially on our prelim. Albert Osborne introduced also the fundamental of principles in QD or what we call the question document. So, itong question documents, ito ang nagbe-verify ng mga dokumento kung ito ay it is an origin in nature or it is a fake, no? So, like that. Uh, Under this subject also, the question document. Hans Gross introduced the principle of criminal investigation and the word criminalistics. Okay? Malalaman natin 'yan, mamaya bakit, naging kaakibat ng investigation o ng criminal investigation ang criminalistics. And then Edmond Locard, the world's first crime laboratory was established by Edmond Locard in Lyon, France during 1910. The famous Locard exchange principle that every contact leaves traces. So si Edmond Locard din ang ano no, author ng contact leaves a trace. So na kapag ang isang tao daw ay nakapunta sa isang lugar, sa pag-alis niya ay mayro'n talagang maiiwang tracing. It can be a fingerprint, it can be a footmark, it can be a blood or whatsoever, as long as there is a leave of traces. So, what we need to know of an investigator. If you are a criminal investigator, what should we know? What need to be know, no? So first is the crime. So in your introduction of criminology, you already know what is the difference meaning or the different types or the different meaning of crime, no? When it comes to its specific definition, just like offense and felony, no? Crime is any wrongful act in violation of the social norms, or if it is violation in revised penal code, it is called felonies, and if it is in violation of the special laws, it is what we call offense. So there are so many definition also of crime. So at least we know what is crime, and also the criminal laws. Since you are now in the second year level, so you don't wala pa tayong criminal law or criminal jurisprudence na subject, but at least you know from your previous subject, at least you have already the idea what is this criminal laws is all about. It's when we say criminal laws, it's talk about criminal and the laws, how it will applies into criminal perspective. Special penal laws, also the laws that are not belong to our revised penal code, but somehow yung ginagawang mga batas na hindi kasali doon sa ating Kodigo Penal, no? Mga ginagawang batas, just like for example, the firearm laws. So, the security agency law. So, hindi yan. Wala doon sa ano natin. Wala yan sa ating revised penal code, but mayroon tayong mga batas na ganyan. So, that is part of the special law. And then what we have also here the jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is much also important because it is a location or a place where the commission of an offense or a crime being committed, or even the criminal uh, proceedings will be done, o the criminal or yung magpa-file ka ng mga kaso kung saan mo ipa-file, kailangan alam mo kung saan yung mga jurisdiction na yan, at saka yung jurisdiction ng EOR, Area of Responsibility, ng isang investigador or investigator officer na nagka-conduct ng mga criminal investigation. And then procedural requirements, no? Ano ba yung mga ano natin diyan, yung mga requisites, no? O mga requisito para maging ano natin, yung requirements para makapagsampa ng kaso sa isang criminal, no? Ano yung mga requirements diyan? Ano yung mga procedure? Baka uh, you will only you arrest a person, and then you did not consider some procedures, no? Naba-violate mo yung mga procedure diyan, so ikaw imbes na ang hanap mo ay ang imbes na trabaho yung hanap mo, eh, baka sa kulungan ang punta mo. Kaya mag-ingat tayo diyan. And then rules on evidence, lalo na ngayon sa rules on evidence na meron tayong mga bagong batas na inaminda diyan. Kaya kailangan ma-update din tayo diyan, yung mga rules on evidence on how ano ba yung mga ebidensya na who gathers, document, and evaluate evidence. So that is, no? And then, a strong professional training and experience. That is why you are studying criminology, and one of the subject for the criminology is the criminal investigation. So that you will be what is that? You will be trained of this subject. Then a strong degree of self-discipline, of course. If you have no discipline, you have no self-control, and then you cannot proceed or you cannot pursue what you want in your profession or goals, no? Like that. Uses legally approved and ethical methods. O, lagi. Kasi merong batas, kailangan nandyan tayo, palagi tayo naka-abide dyan sa mga batas natin. And then strong people skills. Dapat we are skillful. If you are investigator, if you are a criminal investigation officer, you must be skillful. Then includes all evidence of innocence as well as guilt. So kailangan yan, no? Palagi yan. Hindi lang yung mga sinasabing, hindi yan, parang ano lang, yung perception natin, parang hindi na yan kasali kasi parang inosente. So, hindi dapat. Kailangan lahat kasali sa consider mo sa paggawa ng criminal investigation. And then, uses systematic methods of inquiry. Meron tayong sistema. Use both inductive and deductive reasoning, of course. Compassionate, no? Not closed and cynical. And then has wide ranging contact across many occupation. So marami ting alam, no, kung ano-anong mga bagay, yung iba't ibang mga trabaho diyan. At least we know what are the difference. Then remains objective at all times. Leaves nothing to change during investigation. Kailangan lahat makikita, lahat tinititigan, at lahat ay uh, ni-include, no, sa pag-iimbestiga lahat yung kung ano ang dapat diyan, kung ano walang dapat maiwan. Kailangan lahat na pagtuunan ng pansin. So what is investigation, no? The word investigate is derived from the Latin word vitigare or vistigare, meaning to track or trace, a derivation used to police investigation. So that is it, no? So therefore, criminal investigation, that is why criminal investigation is defined as an art and or with the aid of scientific processes which deal with the identity, location, and arrest of a person who commits a crime and provide, collect, preserve, gather, and evaluate evidences for the purpose of bringing the criminal offenders to justice. So ano nga ba yung duty ng or ano ba yung criminal investigation? Siya daw ay yung nag-identify, nag-locate, and then he will also arrest a person who commits a crime. And then of course, kasi dinakip mo, inaresto mo yung tao, kailangan may suporta kang mga ebidensya. So kailangan mong mag-provide at mag-preserve ng ebidensya para gawin mong evidences to support your claims if magsasampa ka na ng kaso doon sa tao na nahuli mo, ganun. Okay? So that's it. So criminal investigation is an art based on intuition, felicity of inspiration, or by chance. So nagiging art yung criminal investigation kasi doon sa gumagawa nito, yung investigator ay meron siyang sariling pamaraan, yung perception kung paano niya gagawin ang pag-identify, pag-locate at pag-trace ng isang criminal. Okay? And then science, it becomes a science on adequate professional preparation and abundance of certain qualities. So nagiging science din ito when it comes to application kasi ang kaakibat ng criminal investigation sa pag-iimbestiga ng krimen ay kasali parati yung mga criminalistic field. Like, pag may binaril, so kasali dyan yung ballistic examination or firearm identification and bullet identification. Pag sinabi ding mayroong pagnanakaw diyan, at least malalaman natin through fingerprint identification or dactyloscopy. Okay, so pag mayroong mga forged o na mga fake documents, malalaman din natin sa pamagitan ng pagbe-verify o yung tinatawag na question documents. So lahat yun under criminalistics and that's all are applied science. So yan yung kaakibat ng isang investigador sa paggagawa ng investigation. So, who is the investigator? Investigator is the person who is charged with the duty of carrying out the objectives of criminal investigation. He is individuals who gathers, document, and evaluates fact about crime. Yes, no? Ano ba yung ano ng investigator, no? Siya yung in charge sa pag-locate, pag-identify, at pag-trace ng offender, at pag-evaluate ng mga ebidensya, at pag-gather, at pag-provide ng mga ebidensya sa isang kriminal para sa sampahan doon sa korte. So, how about special crime investigation? No? So, special crime investigation deals with the study of major crime based on the application of special investigative techniques. So, yung sa special crime investigation, ang mga kinikater dito ay yung mga major crimes, yung mga krimen na, yung mga malalaking krimen na nagaganap sa ating kapaligiran. Just like for example, yung mga murder, yung terrorism, yung mga nagaganap na mga uh, heinous crimes, no? Human trafficking, like that, rape, so mga ganun, no? Mga drugs, yan, yung mga major crimes. So yan yung uh, pinagtutuunan din ng mga yung yan din diyan nakasalalay at nakatutok yung tinatawag na special crime investigation na ang kaakibat ng mga investigador ay yung mga nasa laboratory. Yung just like for example, yung tinatawag natin na mga SOCO officers or Sense Crime Operative, no? SOCO, Sense of Crimes and Operative na mga officers. Yan sila, no? Nasa laboratory, mga expert yan. Sila yung mga nag-i-examine sa mga ebidensya na kanila nakukuha doon sa field of or sa sa area na nagaganap yung krimen. So what are the phases of criminal investigation? So as I said, how many times I reiterate it already? It is to identify the perpetrator. Perpetrator means the criminal or the offender. Trace and locate the perpetrator. Hinahanap, no, hinahunting and gather and provide evidence for his guilt. So identify and trace the perpetrators and gathers evidences. So we have this, the admission and confession, the eyewitnesses, no, circumstantial or associative evidences, physical evidences, corpus delicti, and victim. So admission and confession, ito yung, ang admission, ito yung, anyway, we can discuss this later, no, in our other modules, but to give you some just like an iceberg, or bird's eye view of this term. Admission is yung ina-admitar ng isang criminal, isang suspect na siya talaga ang gumawa ng krimen. And then itong confession, siya yung he confessed, no, voluntarily, no. Hindi siya na-trap, hindi siya tinatanong, pero siya kusang loob na nagsasabing nagawa na yung krimen. At of course, yung mga eyewitnesses during the crime, nandun din yun sila, yung mga tao na sa paligid. Then, circumstantial or associative evidence, yung mga pangyayari nagaganap, yung mga takbuhan, yung mga nakukuha ng mga bagay doon, yung baril kaya, or kung ano-ano doon sa paligid mismo, o sa mga tao na pinagsasabi-sabi ng mga tao, no? Yan yung mga ebidensya na nag-gather ng mga investigator. And then physical evidences, no, yung mga bagay talaga na ginagamit doon sa krimen. Kung baril, kung mga bagay lang, just like for example, yung knife or bolos or whatsoever. So yan, yung mga physical evidences or even documents, no. Corpus delicti, yung pang lugar kung saan nangyayari yung krimen, yung tinatawag na the body of crime. no? Kung saan doon mayroong patay, doon nangyari, kung paano yung porma ng isang tao na ano, and then of course the victim. So sino yung biktima? So the job of the criminal investigator is to discover whether or not an offense has been committed under the law. So siya yung nagde-determine, no? Siya yung nagdi-discover kung totoo ba or nagawa ba talaga ang isang krimen. After determining what specific offense has been committed, he must discover how, paano ginawa, when, kailan, where, saan ang lugar, why, bakit kaya nagawa, and what offense was committed. Because that is the basis, or these are all, no, the 5W and 1H are the basis for the investigator to sum up with all the evaluation and submit or submit the person into criminal proceedings or sasampahan na niya ng kaso doon sa korte. So marami pa 'yan, no? Kailangan alam din natin yung tinatawag na criminal procedures kung paano gagawin yung mga pagsasampa ng kaso. So that's all for this day discussion for our topic, and I hope you enjoy, you understand everything that we have discussed, and I encourage everything to do also personal research by your own. And then if any queries for the clarification of our topic, feel free to call or to text my number or send an email or even in our group chat, no, just leave a message there because sometimes my number cannot be reached or I cannot answer you during uh, classes hour. Later on, I will be posted some schedules on what specific time that you can call me for advisory. Thank you so much and God bless you all.